How you doing, guys? This is Coach Nick Timonello, and upon the request of my very good friend and colleague, Coach Mike Boyle, who I happen to be sporting the MBSC sweatshirt today, so I appreciate that, Mike. We're going to show you an exercise that I came up with called the Super Dog, and I named it the Super Dog because it's halfway in between a bird dog, which a lot of coaches are using these days for core strength and low back conditioning, and Superman exercise. Superman exercise is a popular exercise that a lot of coaches use that I personally don't recommend using. I wrote a lot about that in an article I wrote a while back called How Not to Warm Up. That can be checked out on the website, performanceu.net. So we came up with this exercise. It's a pretty cool concept, and this is the Super Dog. So what we're going to do, instead of laying flat on my belly, as in a Superman, when I lift up, it really is all coming from the lower back. We want to try to avoid that. Most athletes are already low back dominant. Same thing happens when I'm in this all-fours position and I come here. A lot of good things are happening, but it's very hard for someone, if they're doing this alone, to understand how to get the movement from their hip and not from their lower back. So here's what we come up with. What I want you to do here is drive your butt all the way back. Okay, so my butt to heel, so now I'm fully flexed at this hip. When I'm fully flexed at this hip, it flattens out my lower back a little bit. Okay, so it takes that lordotic curve away. Then from there, I'm going to put my right elbow down. So now my shoulders and my hips are fairly level, but again, I'm not up here where I have a big arch in my back. Now, in order for me to lift my back leg up, I have to have full activation of my glute. Many people can't even do this part, okay? If they can't lift their leg up, that's poor glute activation on my right side. Then, to help with that whole bird dog concept, where we get the opposite hand, as I lift my right leg, I'm going to extend and lift my left arm. So we get that kind of contralateral movement happening. Now I can either hold this, more like an activation stability exercise, or we can just do it a little more dynamic for repetitions. I would try to keep the repetitions pretty high. So again, all-fours position on an AirX pad. Instead of being up, I'm going to slide one leg back, heel to butt, drop to my elbows. That keeps my back from kicking in, and it's all glute and the back of the shoulder. And that's the Super Dog.